Trust, for me, was a fortress, solid steel, forged through years of unwavering loyalty. I believed nothing could break it. Not time, not distance, certainly not blood. But I was wrong. My own brother found a way to crack it wide open, tearing apart everything I had carefully built, leaving me staring at the ruins of what once felt unshakable. Have you ever realized that the person you'd sacrifice your life for was the very one holding the weapon that destroyed you? That's what happened to me. I'm Lucia, 35, a forensic accountant at Sterling and West. Numbers are my safe place, precise, truthful, unforgiving. To me, every spreadsheet whispers secrets. Every calculation reveals something hidden. I built a career out of exposing corporate deceit. But I never imagined I'd end up uncovering betrayal rooted in my own bloodline. 6 months ago, everything changed. My mother, Elena, was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, the brutal kind that devours hope like acid eating through silk. I didn't hesitate. Without blinking, I transferred $90,000 from my savings into an account created solely for her medical care. Use it for Mom's treatments, Nico. I told my younger brother, my tone calm but firm over the phone. Whatever she needs, just handle it. Nico lived just an hour from her modest home in Willow Creek. He was close enough to be her lifeline, managing appointments, medications, the everyday struggles of a woman fading too fast. He was the one I leaned on, the boy I practically raised after Dad's heart gave out when I was 16, and Nico was only 10. I had covered his community college tuition, bought him his first suit for job interviews, even fronted the down payment for his condo. He sent me updates regularly. Mom just started a new round of chemo. The doctors are hopeful, and I trusted him. Why wouldn't I? His words became a thread, pulling me close to Mom from 300 miles away. Then last Monday, during our usual weekly call, her voice wavered, barely more than a whisper, brittle and trembling. The pain's getting worse, Lucia. They won't give me the next treatment until we make a payment. My coffee cup slipped from my fingers and shattered against the kitchen floor. Payment? I asked, heart pounding. I sent 90 grand for your care, Mom. Silence. Then her voice came again, small and puzzled. Honey, I haven't seen a single cent. By the next morning, I was at Crescent Trust Bank. My heels echoed like gunshots across the marble floor as I marched to the front desk. Mr. Carver, the head of security, met me with a grim look and handed over a flash drive. You sure you want to watch this, Miss Rivera? I nodded, my throat tight with dread. The footage was grainy, but what it showed was crystal clear. March 22nd, 1:47 p.m. Nico, dressed in a charcoal suit I didn't recognize, slid a document across the teller's counter, a power of attorney, complete with my signature. Only it wasn't mine. It was a forgery. 20 minutes later, he walked out holding a cashier's check for the full amount I'd wired. The bank traced the funds to a fresh account open at Pacific Crest. Within weeks, the money vanished, blown at luxury car lots, jewelry stores, even dumped into some shady crypto platform that screamed scam. That evening, I got a message in the family group chat. Family meeting at Mom's house. 7 p.m. Her bills are out of control. We all need to pitch in. I drove the 3 hours with my hands clamped on the steering wheel like I was choking him. When I walked into Mom's living room, the air was thick with lavender candles and the stifling scent of illness. She sat hunched in her old armchair, her face hollowed out by fatigue, her eyes flicking between us in confusion. Nico stood beside the couch, calm and composed. His wife, Clara, stood next to him, her brand-new diamond earrings flashing in the dim light. My sister Sophia was perched uneasily on a bar stool, her husband Leo standing just behind her, a looming shadow. Across the room, Aunt Carla and Uncle Ray had made the trip from out of town. They sat stiffly, expressions lined with concern, or what looked like it. Then Nico took the floor, his voice slick with feigned urgency, as though he'd rehearsed in the mirror. You're the big shot in the city, Lucia. Meanwhile, Mom's drowning in bills, and you've done nothing to help. Sophia jumped in immediately, her tone cutting like glass. You said you'd handle her medical expenses. Where's the money, Lucia? The room buzzed like a nest of wasps, Accusations, judgment, whispered condemnations. Clara dabbed at her dry eyes with a tissue she didn't need. Aunt Carla muttered something about my fancy career like it was a curse. And Mom, she just looked lost. Her hands twisted in her lap, like she was holding on to the last bit of sanity. I reached for my laptop and placed it gently on the coffee table, every movement intentional and precise, like a surgeon preparing for a difficult incision. If we're going to talk finances, I said, my voice even low, then let's all take a look at something together. Nico's gaze darted at the TV as I connected the HDMI cable. What is this? He barked, a flash of panic breaking through his carefully painted concern. I met his eyes with a calm that cut like frost. A gift from Crescent Trust. They send their regards. The footage began to play. There he was, Nico in a charcoal suit, straightening his tie as he handed over the falsified document. My forged signature. The teller sliding a check across the counter. It was all there, frame by damning frame. The room turned to stone. Faces drained to color, frozen in disbelief. Nice suit, I said flatly, staring him down. Got it in March, didn't you? Right after you emptied Mom's medical fund. Clara's earrings suddenly looked heavier, like they were dragging her down. Sophia's jaw opened, then snapped shut again. I produced the printed bank statements and transaction records, setting them beside the laptop. My voice was calm, but merciless. $40, 000 to Willow Creek Auto for the new SUV parked outside. $25, 000 to Jeweler for Clara's sparkling upgrade. $20, 000 into a crypto exchange that's now under federal investigation. I turned back to Nico, gaze locked on him like a spotlight. Would you like to explain that to everyone? A hush settled. Then Mom's voice rose, fragile and cracked. Nico, what did you do? He stumbled over his own defense, voice quivering as the truth collapsed around him. I thought it was an opportunity, Lucia. I planned to triple the money, pay it all back. I stepped closer, my voice now cold enough to freeze the air. You mean the $90,000 you stole? Or the additional $50,000 you siphoned from Mom's savings last year under pretense of setting up a trust? Sophia gasped, spinning toward him. You said that money went to her care. I turned on her, without blinking. And what about the $30,000 that quietly made its way into your boutique's account, Sophia? Or the $15,000 loan Uncle Ray used to buy his new boat? The room became a cemetery of lies. Every face, a headstone of exposed secrets. Then Clara stood up abruptly, her voice sharp with fear, but also resolve. I have proof. Texts, emails, wire transfers. Nico forged my name, too. I'll give you everything if you promise to keep me out of the fallout. Nico lunged toward her, his expression twisted by panic and rage. You backstabber. I stepped in front of him, voice like a frozen blade. Touch her, and I call the district attorney. Right now. Then I laid out the terms, firm and final. They would each sign written confessions. They'd repay every dollar, plus interest. They'd surrender any possessions bought with stolen money. Nico's SUV keys dropped into my palm with a heavy clink. Clara followed with her earrings, which sparkled in the light like shattered promises. I'd already secured Mom's house from the fraudulent lien they tried to sneak through. Her medical fund was reestablished, this time in an account only she and I could access. As they signed the documents, their hands trembled, exposed under the harsh glow of truth. Every lie laid bare like bones under a forensic spotlight. I knelt beside my mother, gently taking her fragile hand in mine. I'm so sorry, I whispered. I should have called the hospital myself. Her tear-filled eyes met mine, but there was no anger in them, only sadness. You trusted him, Lucia, she said softly. We all did. Trust, I've learned, is like a sealed vault. But betrayal? It slips through the tiniest crack and steals everything. I rebuilt that vault for her, carefully, piece by piece. But no matter how strong I make it, it'll never feel quite the same. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you loved? Someone you believed would never hurt you? Tell me in the comments. How did you manage to put yourself back together? Because me, I'm still trying to figure out how.